Hey guys, welcome back to some more AFK Arena. Happy Sunday afternoon to you. We are back on our YouTube account, 26,000 diamonds. So we're continuing our progression through here on building out a couple heroes. We know Tuesday there is going to be a Mauler support hero that is going to be dropping. So that's going to be pretty cool to see. We're going to try to make some progression into chapter 44, pushing into possibly moving towards chapter 45 at this point. Looking at our opinions or our poll here, it looks like 5-star Brutus is what people are looking for, followed by Valoris, the awakened version of Taylene, and then Baden. I am kind of shocked that more players didn't want to build the awakened version of Baden, but it looks like a lot of players are not too keen on him as of right now. Yes, let's get. I don't miss your live stream this time. What's going on, unnamed doggo? Yeah, Crutus, the awakened version of Brutus. Peter is here too, as well as Major. Looks like we have a lot of people joining us here. All right, guys, so I'm going to pick up my mail. Now, one thing I do want to point out, leaderboard rewards, guys, that is right. Our leaderboard rewards yielded us Stargazer cards. I love this, 3,100 diamonds. Now, remember, they updated the Treasure Scramble rewards a little bit ago, so we are getting a significant amount of rewards out of here, which is awesome to see. And also the Twisted Realm we have as well. Getting some more essence, continuing to build the tree. I've actually been building the elder tree super fast, guys. I've been kind of power leveling that elder tree as we make continued progression. Now, looking at what I farmed up this week, and like I've said before, we are farming like crazy, guys. We have absolutely been farming. I'm going to go ahead and pick these ones up. Then I'm going to go for, we'll go ahead and get some amplifying emblems out of here. But I've already gotten 56 time emblems. So we got a lot out of there. What's going on, BP? Dark Lucifer and Jordan are here as well. What engraving should Kren be at? I gave him plus 30. You can do, with Kren, you can go to I think it's 41 or 44. I'd have to look. Other than that, the 60 is good for the survivability. So 60 gives him a 50% damage reduction, which is awesome. Funny vibe videos. What's going on? Thank you for joining us for the live stream, and Nuki Samvich as well. So we got 56 time emblems here. We have 134 Stargazer cards. Now, this is not purchasing any of those. Last live stream, we used them all, guys. These have been farmed. We farmed them out of the Abyssal Expedition. We also farmed the King's Tower. You can see I'm at floor 1,000. I actually saved it here at 1,000. But all of these towers I have really been struggling with as of now. I'm starting to get to the high 700s, low 800s in most of them. But what I've noticed is the level deficiencies are getting really hard. And even like the Celestial Sanctum is because I don't have that awakened version of Taylene. I literally have her at legendary. I don't have enough damage to make progression. I've been stuck here for a lot of time. Also looking interesting within the Infernal Fortress is seeing how relevant Kinesa is now. Every single formation, guys, look at that. 6.80 billion damage. Kinesa and Rook has been making an appearance in formations everywhere. We've seen a lot of builds. Even right there, he was just at Mythic, but 3.54 billion damage right there. It seems like I've ran a lot of different variations of these comps. This is the floor that I've been stuck at, trying to finish out the second stage. First one, of course, with Lucretia is incredibly easy. This one, there isn't a way that I can pass it, guys. We're starting to see the plus 30 signature items on a lot of different heroes, making it pretty tough to go in there. Saw it on Reddit, a few players going 67, 70 every pull for Time Gazer. That's what it's been. So I actually just had a couple players message me this morning. It's been the same. It's been 50, 60, 70 cards that we're seeing out of their Blue Crimson before we are actually seeing a hero coming out of there. Again, it's kind of crazy to see. At 70 days, I got to chapter 25. Yeah, that's pretty good progression. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you, Sam. How much level deficiency is considered hard in the game campaign? Honestly, when you start looking at level deficiency, guys, when you start getting around 200, 220 level deficiency, last boss, you're going to get to the point where it is going to take you an absolute incredible amount of retries versus just being able to essentially finish out the formation. You're just going to be stuck in retry city. Now, you can make progression in there, and you can make progression kind of on a regular. But again, the big thing that you're going to find is you're going to get stuck into having to do just retry after retry after retry after retry until kind of the RNG goes through and you do get it completed. Even here, guys, we're running almost a 200 level deficiency. I have been leveling up quite a bit, and also the enemies have actually been leveling down. So we know the campaign is actually a progressive campaign. So as more players get past the point that you're at, the levels get easier. They start getting easier as other players pass kind of your progression. The levels of the heroes will essentially get easier. How are you doing? I came back to the game a while ago and watched your videos. Helped me a lot. Cheers. Oh, thank you. Guys, you know I love doing the videos. I don't do this full time. I don't do it for money. I absolutely love being able to chat with you guys, sitting here having the conversations with players that love AFK Arena just like I do. Is Estrilda a decent library? Yes. So Estrilda is a hero, guys, that you will build up, and this is really the optimal build. Big reason is right here, guys. They get a big damage reduction with the furniture. You also do get a big attack bonus, and you also do get a defensive. And then, of course, with the plus 30, the Inspire ability comes up earlier. Estrilda is a hero you will see in almost all Cursed Realm comps, somewhere in there, because she is a massive buffer. Not so much used within the campaign, but when it comes to other game modes, Estrilda is actually a hero that you guys will be using in a lot of different avenues and in a lot of different places. So I also want to go through, guys, I want to burn some of these magic tickets in here before we do our summons. Hopefully we can get some more Stargazer cards, hopefully some more time emblems, but we have 6 elite hero stones. If you guys remember the last summons we did, it was just absolutely off the chain when it came to the Awakened version of Solus. We got so many copies of her, and with the Awakened version of Brutus, which we voted for, we only need 2 more copies and Brutus will be done, guys. That will finish Thane, that will finish Solus, that will finish Brutus. Aziz is already built at 1 star, leaving just 2 heroes left for the Awakened version. Talene and Baden, which, looking again at the poll that we did, I'm going to go ahead and probably build the Awakened version of Talene, just for the simple fact that we're still building. We also need 1 copy of Athalia, and she will be at 5 stars as well, giving us our 5th completed Celestial or Hypogean. That is at 5 stars, guys. So we have been doing really, really good. So boom, let's see. We got Mara, all food, guys. All of these heroes are just food. No Celestials, no Hypogeans, but that's okay. We're continuing our progression just like we always do, guys. This is one of the reasons why I absolutely love AFK Arena. Is some days it is absolutely feast or famine. We're gonna go through here, do some of our summons in here. Hopefully we get lucky. Why did they ban Alna in FOF? It seems weird. So the big thing is the immunity. So Dark Lucifer, if they did not ban Alna, she provides the immunity because she is fully built, and that can be pretty broken depending on the other heroes that are in there. And 2, just a little bit of food. We got some common scrolls here. We still do have Nevi in there as well. Might pull a couple copies of Nevi. There's our first elite guides, which is Thisu, which is good because we do not have him built yet. Also need a couple more copies of Sonya, and she will be done. And I would love to see an Awakened hero out of here, guys. But we got another elite there, which is Iran, just a little bit more food. And our final one, again, just some more food. 1 copy here. I'm going to go with Greyborn. We have Fane, we have Treznar, we have Kaleen. We have a few still to build out of there. And then we have 1 summon here. And a double. Very nice, guys. It is Nevi again and Oku. Both of them we can use copies. Yes, absolutely, guys. If you guys have done the Fight of Fates, Geralt is a monster. Absolutely. Geralt has been just an absolute monster within that game mode. I have absolutely built him and used him in there, which is cool to see. But again, he is dominating the Fight of Fates. And look at this, guys. I think that is going to finish out Thisu. And we're also adding some more copies of Oku right there. We almost have all of these guys up to the 5-star, guys. We are getting really, really close in here. My current team is Mythic plus Skreg and Nemitsu, Ascended Brutus, Ascended Estrilda, and 1-star Karn. That is pretty good. The big thing is you're going to need a lot more crowd control or support within there. Nemitsu, as much as I love him, he is going to be hard he is going to be very, very hard. How can I communicate with you to chat about viewer summons? Really two ways, guys. You can hit up, if you go to my channel, the email is in there. It's furryhippogaming@gmail.com or on Discord. Either way, I know right now I'm talking to a couple players for some viewer summons, which are coming pretty soon. So if you want to save, definitely hit me up one of those places. Question regarding Awakened Baden lore. I was looking over the design concepts, got me thinking. The wood element purified the evil eye of Baden. Does it affect his personality? Oh, that's a good question, Last Boss. That is a really, really good question. So, does it affect his personality? Definitely could, if he's not so wicked and evil anymore. So Brutus, we need two. We need 2 copies of that awakened version of Brutus, which means 134 cards, guys. We have a lot of diamonds. We need 2 single copies. Let's see. Let's see if we can do it, guys. Just need 2. And I would love to see some diamonds. You know, we seen 60,000 diamonds last time, so I'm not even going to be mad if we don't see any of them. But there is 1 copy of Brutus, guys. That means we need 1 more, and he will be done. That'll be our 3rd one up to that 5-star rating. Come on, Brutus. Should be on this one, I'm thinking. There it is, guys. There's our 2nd copy. That takes him to that 5-star. Here we go. Triple Brutus again. Have him built. Definitely needed him built. Now, again, like I said, looking at what we're doing, guys, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build Taylene. I need Taylene. What signature item should I build? Kren or Scrag? Kren plus 30 absolutely needs the damage factor. Scrag, you can do a plus 20, works absolutely well at a plus 20. Big thing with Scrag is Scrag needs 9 of 9 furniture. Absolutely, definitely needs the 9 of 9 furniture. What's going on, Sienna? Sienna 7, I will get up with you for the viewer summons. Coming pretty soon, guys. And FOF, Awakened Thane isn't Bane. I know, right? Yeah, that was my thought. So they left Thane in there. They left Brutus in there, but they took out the Awakened version of Solus. With 1-star Solus, Thane, and Brutus, I was thinking about what next. Probably Taylene. That's what I'm thinking. Same level or the same place you're looking at. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to build Taylene in here. As much as I would like to build Baden, I need Taylene built, and I need Taylene for the Celestial Sanctum. I absolutely need the Celestial Sanctum built up so I can make some more progression, and Taylene is going to be the key in there. Did you hear the 2 Ascended Heroes in the Fight of Fates are not banned? Yeah, I have been using, so I've been using Geralt to go in there, Peter, and then I've also been following that up with the Awakened version of Thane, and it's been just crushing it. It's kind of crazy that the Awakened Heroes are able to go in there. Is 38-4 good for level 373? Evan, yes, definitely good. Anytime, guys, campaign progression, a lot of players really don't push the campaign. There's not a big incentive to push the campaign, which is a reason why a lot of players don't. A lot of players forego pushing the campaign, and what they do is they actually over-level their heroes to make campaign progression absolutely easy. All right, guys, 56 cards here. Now, again, a lot of players have had some really, really bad luck as of lately pulling copies in here. Let's see if that is going to ring true for us as well. Most players have been saying 50, 60, 70 cards to get 1 copy. And there we go, guys. There's our 1 copy. Boom. That gives us 3. So that will actually take her to Legendary Plus, which would be nice. I mean, that'll give us quite a bit of a boost in there. And then we do have 6 more. I'm just going to use our singles. So building her up little by little. Again, we're going to focus all of our cards into Taylene. Question is, who's next? So I know a lot of players have kind of wondered about that and questioned about that. Are they going to be going right back to the Celestial Heroes to start, I guess, this cycle of the Awakened Heroes over again? We don't know at that point. We don't know at what point are they going to start building or just continue building the heroes that we have out of there. Now here I'm thinking just save. We could save. I know we do have Loris that we were building up a little bit. We could save till we get the awakened version of Taylene. We could also pick up a couple more copies of Nevi out of here with 14 days on the reset. And of course, Thisu is dropped out of here, guys. Look, we have 1, 2, 3. Wilders, we have quite a few, and then 2 left right there for our Greatborn, but that'll give all of them. What's going on? I love yeah, the campaign is tough. The Misty Valley rewards, of course, yes, when you're going through there, it is a really, really big driving factor to build out the heroes. Now, Valoris is at Mythic. Guys, we already have Valoris at Mythic. I have no additional copies. But again, Kanisa, as much as I would love to finish out Valoris, it seems Kanisa is pretty big right now and is doing incredibly well. That's a very, very strong, very strong. What's going on, Oakbo? What's the best hero on chapter 25? A lot of your regular heroes will do well. A lot of, it depends, like even that early chapter 25, guys, Damon will still carry. Ainz Albedo, if you got Ainz and Albedo, they will carry. Lucretia at 25, you should probably be about building Lucretia. Lucretia will do the same. Lucretia will carry through a lot of AFK Arena, literally by herself. She will carry through a lot. I'm a beginner, and should I build out Nevi? Nevi Logan seems like she is going to be good. And what's going on, Carol? Thank you for joining us. I'm a returning player, have a 5-star Belinda for swapping. Yeah, I would save, is it swap scroll for Belinda for Scarlet? I would. The big thing is, guys, Belinda, unfortunately, isn't used for anything anymore. As sad as it is, she used to be a hero that everyone used, and as of now, she is not used anywhere. She has kind of just hit the back line, or again, nobody really builds her up anymore, which is pretty sad to see. Yeah, Misty Valley, guys, that is one of the big reasons. What's going on, Jaffa? Which formation would you recommend? For the Fight of Fates, guys, I actually went with a couple different ones. Now, Fight of Fates, of course, once you get your rewards out of here, there's not a big reason to really push this. I use Geralt and Yennefer, but I use the 2 Awakened heroes. So essentially what I'll do is put Geralt in there because he's a monster as the Vanguard, and then drop in the Awakened version of Thane. And usually that's it. I don't even get to, or I haven't got to using that 3rd hero, just because they put out so much damage so fast. As far as the cards, really getting the heroes out there faster or doing the stuns is the really good ones that I would focus on within there. All right, so looking here, guys, following Willow Lord, following Mickey, it looks like it is going to be this combination. So I'm going to auto battle it. This will give me the ability. Oh, I have to do furniture too. But that way I can actually chat to you guys and talk about some of the questions we got going on. What is going on today? Hope you had a great stream. Yeah, loving the stream, Velvet. I love doing the stream. What is going on? Javid with his hippo. Thank you for joining us. Who should I aim for to get 4 level? Look at that. Thorin, guys, first attempt. Thorin gets the cheese done, which is what we wanted. We wanted to see it even there, this stage, again with the Thorin cheese. Very cool. Alna Lucretia, Janice Lucretia. Guys, the big thing with Lucretia is Lucretia can solo comps by herself. You want to build out Lucretia as soon as possible because she is just an absolute monster. There isn't anyone, honestly, anyone who can do what she can do by herself. She just literally can solo team comps by herself, which is exactly what you need her first. Yes, Lucretia, absolutely. My Kren is 28. I'm so close. Hard for me to gather Muller emblems. You can use red chest. You can use red chest out of there. That way you can build them out. Thorin, you okay? Yeah. The Thorin, he works pretty good, guys. Again, you can't discount Thorin. I mean, there we go, guys. Thorin cheese, as you start getting into higher level deficiencies, it does work better and better when you're starting to, again, get into those higher level deficiencies. It works incredibly well. Lucy, then Alna, followed by Mahira and Khazard. Yeah, Mahira and Khazard, depending where you're at, Dark Lucifer, a lot of players have said to build Halos before Mahira and Khazard. So again, if you're starting to get into multiple teams, might be a little bit of a change that we're seeing coming down the line, but we'll have to see. Who should I try to aim to get for level? Do you mean for like stage? Anything like Vinny? Let me know. At what point do you suggest swinging diamonds for regular pulls to the Stargazer? Evan, the general rule of thumb when you guys are looking at the Stargazer is having enough heroes to get to roughly one floor 135 within the faction towers. So the big thing is when you start hitting that floor, I believe it is still 135. You start getting Stargazer cards out of the faction towers. So if you're using all of your diamonds on the Stargazer, you're going to forego having the heroes to go ahead and get Stargazer cards naturally. Once you start getting Stargazer cards just on a regular, that is the time you absolutely want to start Stargazing, is when you start getting the Stargazer cards out of the faction towers. That way, not only are you not using the diamonds, but you still have those, you still have the income from the Stargazer cards you're getting. Finally got a Awakened Tailene 1-star who is free to play. Honestly, Brutus. Last boss, Brutus is the next one that I absolutely would build. Brutus is a monster. Brutus is an absolute monster. Let me see what other formations we got in here. I try to kind of match the level because we're at 650, so we are quite a bit higher. Even here, 639. There's a Lucretia comp. Should be able to use this one in there. What chapter do you need to use 2 formations? I believe it is 31. I think it is 31. If anyone knows offhand, I believe that is where, though, you start getting into multiple formations is 31. How many lab coins can you get from in total from one run? From one total run, I think the total they said was around like 9,000. I think it was around 9,000 because I know they said with 2 resets you could get around 18K. I'm not sure if that's the bonus. It might have been with the bonus in there, but I think it's around 9,000 in there. Is as far as you can get. I think we're in the multi-battles, guys. This, of course, is just literally a huge trial and error. So here we have the Charizard, which I do like. It does have a very high RNG factor. Here we have the crowd control with Raku. I like that combination. Ulna Grez with Scarlet. Of course, we have crowd control up here to amplify damage. The 5 pull as we know it. Then, of course, it is the Thorin Cheese, guys. You'll notice a pet is not in here. Sometimes it throws off the Thorin Cheese. We actually have a couple issues on occasion where the Thorin Cheese does not work as well because of the levels. It throws off what Thorin can do. And again, looking here, 639. I try to kind of mirror where about we're at. So I'm going to use this formation and let's auto battle it. Now I can answer some more questions. Does the top 1 campaign formation work in high chapters? Yes, Logan. So a majority of the campaign, and this is why a lot of times we talk about kind of the meta within the campaign. These meta comps will work from now. These meta comps will work in chapter 55. The big thing is levels. So as you start getting into, again, level deficiencies, it takes a lot longer to get through some of these stages. But again, the meta comps, even as you're going further into AFK Arena, don't really change very much. And that's why we've kind of said before, building out the meta comps or having a hero that can make a difference in a meta comp is very rare to see just because of the meta comps being so staple in so many game modes. It really does make a big difference. How many times can Thorin be resurrected? 1 time with the signature item and then a plus 30 signature item. He can be resurrected the 2nd time. So he does come up, or he's immune to death. I think it might be the resurrect, but he dies and then he comes up and then he dies again and he comes up, so twice. So I have some time to build my hero, so I'm ready. Yes. Again, most players will either have one of 2 formations when you get there. Either a lot of players use the 5 pull, but Lucretia will be your 2nd comp. So again, when you get to a certain point, I think, do we got one more team? Yeah, we got Thorin cheese. Like I was saying, is you'll get into the point where Lucretia will be one team, which essentially will be the carry by herself. So a lot of players would run like an Ainz Albedo through one comp. The second comp actually run within that formation would be the combination of Lucretia by herself. So that would be kind of your second formation in there, would be Lucretia by herself. Now, there are some variations that a lot of players do now, just for the simple fact that we have a lot of different heroes in AFK Arena, and we also do have the ability to get some awakened heroes in some of the meta comps, maybe running through a couple stages that are not quite meta, but still work incredibly well. There's a lot of variations now when it comes to what is the best in slot teams, really, which is kind of interesting. What is the best artifact for Daemon? I use the Call. Big thing with him, Mude, is the ultimate ability that he possesses is super strong, which is the reason why we do run the Call on there with him. I can't get my Thorin cheese to work, though I have Thorin with a plus 30 SI and 9 of 9 furniture. So the big thing, Swapnil, is Thorin only works in very specific formations. So the way that I kind of view it, guys, is if you're trying to fit the Thorin cheese into a formation, it's really either going to be one of two things. Either one, the Thorin cheese is not going to work in that formation. Literally, depending on the heroes you fight, the Thorin cheese might not work in a specific formation. The second one is it could also be where you have the heroes built. That's kind of the other caveat that we see, is sometimes you'll notice in here that, you know, different heroes are banished, or the formation might change, or some heroes, again, depending on the build, won't die for the Thorin cheese. So even here we have Rain, we have Lyca both taking a considerable amount of damage. The Thorin cheese has to work, and it works in such a very niche way. And again, like this one, Pippa didn't teleport Thorin. That could make an entire different formation. That could result in a win if, you know, the teleport doesn't have to work, or it could absolutely be a complete loss because it was supposed to work within the formation. So again, it's interesting to see how it works and how it doesn't. Just return to the game. Can you? So the Awakened Heroes Rainbow Cat are just a stronger version of a new hero. So essentially, the Awakened Heroes are their own hero. You can't run them in the same comp with the original version, but essentially it's a brand new hero, even though it's modeled over the original hero. But overall, there's not really any difference between them. It could be a new hero, and it really wouldn't make a difference. Today I got to 4412 after being stuck for 3 days because I died with the 4 team. So as you get higher, FedEx or feed FX, that's kind of the thing, is you're going to get to a point where you can level. Once you start getting your levels higher, it makes it a lot easier. You can eliminate a lot of the RNG if you're getting your levels higher. So essentially, again, as you continue to make progression, as you level up, you know, your resonating crystal higher, these campaign stages do get easier, and you can actually overpower the campaign stages depending on the heroes you have built. So it's definitely pretty interesting to see. What are your thoughts on the new Baden? Honestly, it seems like he's used in a few niche places, which is pretty much the Twisted Realm and the Cursed Realm. Outside of those, I don't really see him many places. I don't pay attention to PvP, but overall, that's really the only places that we see them, which is kind of sad. And there we go, guys. We got that cheese done. So one stage, so that is 4440 done, which means, guys, look, back to the Thorin cheese. And it is one of the most prevalent formations that we see within here. And it just takes time. Like we said earlier, guys, it takes an incredible amount of time to make progression at the stages, especially when you get to boss stages, because it is such a big RNG factor to really getting this done. I'm usually too lazy to play on high level deficiency, and that's it, free go. And that's what a lot of players do, is they will just wait till they gain a certain amount of levels, push a bunch of campaign stages, because not only with the dynamic campaign, the levels are coming down, but you're that much stronger. So it does make it easier. Who should I engrave first? That's a pretty tough, I mean, engraving when it comes to heroes, guys, depending on who you have built. So some of the heroes to really engrave first, Lucretia, absolutely a priority to engrave. Lucretia is super strong. Ainz, absolutely. Scarlet in there with the engraving. Even going kind of faction to faction. Scarlet engraving, Kren engraving, Raku engraving, Oden engraving. And then when you start getting kind of the sub-specs, like when you look at Halos, yes, he needs the engraving. The Awakened heroes need the engraving. Lilith has actually gotten to the point where they know that players need engraving. Essentially, it's gotten to the point where the substats on like skill 3 and 4 that require engraving have again gotten to the point where Lilith knows you're going to have to do the investment to get the engraving done. And look at that, cool, man. We have our first subscriber of the live stream, guys. Thank you for subbing to the channel. We are almost to 20, I believe we're closing in on 28,000 subscribers as of right now, guys. So absolutely just crushing it on the channel so far. I'm super, super psyched to see the 28,000. We're going to do a big giveaway at 30, and we're closing it in there. Yes, Grez needs engraving, but it'll come later. Grez will come later. Grez works without the engraving, but essentially you want the stats later, but you'll get there after a while. How many AoE bosses did we get? Right now we're on boss 4. We have a little bit of boss 4 left. I'm hoping that we can kill the boss the 4th time. We are very close. I think Lilith changed Thorin's plus 30. I think Lilith changed it a while ago, as it a couple years ago, Peter, with Thorin. They used to rework heroes on the regular. If you guys have played AFK Arena for quite a while, and there we go, guys, Thorin got it done. Like I was saying, if you've played AFK Arena for quite a while, we've actually seen a lot of reworks. As of lately, it doesn't seem like Lilith is doing any reworks at all anymore. They might do a minor bug fix, but as far as reworks, we are not seeing them. And what's going on, Marambola? We have a brand new member to the channel. That is our first new member. Thank you for picking up your hippo and supporting the channel. What is your go-to hero in AFK Arena? Lucretia. Guys, right here, Lucretia. Lucretia is used through the whole entire game. That is the reason why we say when it comes to priority heroes, Lucretia will carry by herself, guys, even if the rest of the team carries. But also remember, Lucretia, Twisted Realm, she's in comps. Guild Bosses, she's in comps. When you look at a lot of the Cursed Realm, she's in boss comps. Lucretia does so much damage by herself, guys. It is crazy to see that they released her as strong as she was. They actually, I believe they buffed her when she was released. So they released her, didn't like exactly where she landed, so they did buff her up. And even now, guys, she just crushes it. And look at that, guys. We got some more subscribers. Akashi and Dido, thank you for subbing to the channel, guys. That is already 3. We shoot for 5 every single live stream for our new subs. And again, guys, thank you for supporting the channel. It is awesome to see. My first engraving Damon to level 36. Is it good or bad? Ultimately, Mood Day, Damon will be used for a lot. So is he a really big priority when it comes to engraving? Not really. And there we go, guys. Thorin got it done again. But will you use him? Yes. You will absolutely use Damon, guys. He is a hero that you will use. Look at that, 22 billion damage out that fast. What's going on? I pulled the trigger. How's it going? Good. I went shopping today, guys. If you guys check the weather, I know maybe not locally, but here it is 27 degrees and snow. And if you've seen Buffalo, guys, Buffalo, New York, they were slated to get, I believe it was 5 to 6 feet. That is right, guys, 5 or 6 feet of snow. I know I seen some of the winter kind of craziness that was there, but they literally got feet of snow, which is insane. Thorin E30 is not optimal. He did that by mistake. Oh yeah, the engraving. Do not engrave Thorin. Yeah. And it's funny because a lot of players do talk about it. Thorin, yes, do not engrave. We engraved Thorin when engraving came out. So it is not optimal by any means, like what Dark Lucifer said. Absolutely, it is not optimal. Do not engrave your Thorin, guys. It can actually be very, very detrimental because essentially he is not going to take as much damage. And that's the problem that we find is he's not taking as much damage because of that engraving. I have nearly the main heroes plus 30. I think about like the 30 is good, Miles. The big thing is most of the combinations that we see like a used, the plus 30 really isn't going to do anything. So it does work, and I would say honestly the plus 30 will work well if you're looking at like the Wilder Tower. But outside of that, they use her for the energy and the haste off the bat, and most of the time she dies. Usually you're not going to see Leica survive an entire battle, which I don't see. I'm always torn between choosing red chests and cores. Read on Reddit that I should prioritize chests early. Is that true? Yes. So Pyam, the reason for that is the way that I see it is when you're prioritizing the red chests out of the event is if you do not have a majority of the core heroes. So what I mean by core heroes is a majority of the meta heroes at a plus 30 signature item, pick up the red chests. If you're to a point similar to my account where I have a majority of the heroes, the priority heroes built, and there we go, guys, Thorin works again. That is the point you're going to want to start doing cores, is when you start getting a majority of the meta heroes built out to that plus 30 signature items, because then the cores become more important. If you have them built. And again, it's really dependent on where the game is. Again, you said early game. Yes, early game red chests should absolutely, without a doubt, be your priority, short of getting a hero. Now that is probably one of the most expensive things within AFK Arena. If you look at the Celestials and Hydrogen heroes, so even picking up one copy of Halos, knowing that he is meta, knowing that he is a hero that you are going to build in the future, I would pick up one copy of him, and then I would go ahead and I would pick up either the chests or the cores, again, depending on where your account is, because like I said, we know Halos is used in an incredible amount of content, and he will continue to be used. There's not a place, where we see him not really used. He's in a lot of places, guys. Are we still playing? So I didn't log on the power level account. I think it's been a day or two. I've been super busy, guys. I've been trying to keep up with all the events that are going on. Yes, I still want to get back to the power level account. But again, I think it's been a day, maybe two, that I haven't seen. And there we go, guys. Lucretia just killing it as we see. Who should I stargaze for next? Mizoth, Zekas, Leifric, Tarnos, or Titus, or should I save? Honestly, out of those, Tarnos is really the only one that I see being used. Titus is not used. Mizoth is not really used. Zekas is not really used. Leofric is not really used. Yeah, I mean, I would look at for Tarnos. If you're looking at anyone, you could ultimately save until we get the next one Hungry Bear, and then look at essentially what we have. Because if the next hero comes out and you don't like him, you can always go back and just build Tarnos. Because again, he's used a lot of places. He's used in the Scramble. There are a couple different places that he is being utilized. But again, it's kind of short-lived outside of PvP. Is the only place. So there we go, guys. So 44-44, Thorin Cheese as always. Right here, guys. Look at that. Doing a lot with Mihira there. Lucretia, 30 billion damage. The Awakened version of Solus, which let me hop over to Solus really quick. But look at that, guys. 18 billion, 15, and 16. She can keep Grezza's skeletons up like crazy. And then, of course, guys, the Awakened version of Thane. Crushing it right there to move through another boss stage. But I know I got enough cores now to actually finish this out. So we'll engrave 59 of 100. Boom. There we go, guys. There is the 60 engraving. We finally got her built up. I was a couple short going into this. We were a little bit short. I go to Rochester. Oh, yeah. Is it getting bad out there in Rochester? We're not too far. We're about an hour away from where you're at. Let's see, guys. So Willow Lord, again, Thorin Cheese, Mickey, Thorin Cheese, 628. Kill You, I've been following a lot in Lucretia, guys, just because we have the levels. They're literally one level above us. So Kill You, thank you for the formations in here. Yes, we need an engraving reset. I absolutely agree. I would love to see an engraving reset. And look at her. Look at Lucretia, guys. The crowd control between these two, she just crushes it. It is crazy to see how strong she is within these formations. And again, Lucretia, just running Lucretia time after time after time. I think the next Awaken should be Wukong. So funny you should say that, Evan. A lot of players have said that. They have said the Awaken version of Wukong. Most of you know, if you've played other games, that Wukong is very strong in a lot of different, even in Lilith's other title, Dislike, Wukong is pretty strong within there. It's pretty sad that it's so that he sucks so bad here, honestly. And what's going on, Shady? I think I've seen Shady join. I despise Flora. Yes. Flora has been probably one of the most difficult heroes within AFK Arena that players have dealt with. Flora is a nightmare, guys. Flora has always been a nightmare in AFK. And there we go, guys. We have Lucretia doing her thing. She got her heels going on, and just like that. And look at that. Checker 2202, another new subscriber. I just glanced over and seen it on there. 33, almost 34 billion damage from Lucretia. Phenomenal, guys. Absolutely phenomenal. And I'm thinking the exact same. It's probably just Lucretia, which it is again. Thorin Cheese or Lucretia, going either way. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking, Peter, when a lot of players have saying Wukong. But ultimately, I mean, it would be interesting to see Wukong. It would definitely be interesting to see Wukong. Maybe last 2 years, don't waste time with reworks. They just pump more OP out. Heroes, yes. So most of you know that the power creep within these games, guys, is absolutely real. What I mean by that is as heroes continue to come out, they make them stronger and stronger and stronger. They come kind of fit with a higher combat rating, which is interesting to see. But ultimately, that's what we're seeing is the newer heroes are a lot stronger than our older heroes. It is really it. In the Fight of Fates, I feel like Lilith should do some special rewards. Yes, Peter. So we've talked about that quite a bit, and I feel that is what I would love to see, honestly, with the Fight of Fates, guys, is a leaderboard. I would love to see a leaderboard within the Fight of Fates. I think it would be cool to see if they gave a leaderboard. It would incentivize people to play. Also, if they gave rewards, whether it was a certain frame, whether it was a season frame. But I think a lot more players would participate in the Fight of Fates. Even me personally, I see the Fight of Fates. I hop in there. I just literally go in there. I get my loot and I leave. That's it. I don't do anything else in there. I would love to see if they would do something again with the Fight of Fates, if they would do something with a leaderboard, a reward, something out of there would be awesome. Here in Belgium, we didn't get snow for more than a year. That's crazy, living in a warmer climate, guys. Here we have all 4 seasons. Most of them just freeze, but that's okay. Can Screg Invade be good in the Brutal Citadel? Yes, absolutely, guys. The Screg Invade combined with the Awakened version of Brutus is super, super broken. That is one of the absolute best comps, is the Screg Invade in combination in the Brutal Citadel, guys, does incredibly well. Incredibly, incredibly well, which is the reason why we do run him in there. What part of finance do you work in? So I work in banking. I work in the banking side. So we do loans, financial counseling. If you guys checked out the second channel, which I haven't done, or the third channel that I haven't done in a while, we do financial planning. I do a lot of credit score rebuilding. We do a lot of kind of bankruptcy counseling. It's a bunch of finance within banking. I am certified, registered, things of that nature through financial counseling, which is cool. I love doing it. It's super, super ultra rewarding, guys. When you see where, you know, people are today to where you kind of take them tomorrow, it's awesome to see. And there we go, guys. Lucretia. Yeah, we're pushing fast. The big thing is going through here is we're making solid progression, and overall I've been power leveling. So we've been doing a lot of levels in here, which makes the campaign easier. It does make the campaign a lot easier when you're going through and you're power leveling, because you can see, guys, the deficiency of the enemies just continues to move and push. And I think Baden was in here. That's honestly that's not going to work with my level 1 Baden in here. But you know what? Let me throw Brutus in here. We could do a Solus in here too, just to kind of see what it looks like in combination with these. And Brutus, guys, Brutus is pretty tough, but I'm not sure if he's going to be able to do it by himself. Or we could even try again Solus in here. This is a pretty good one too. Do I have any E80 heroes? I do not, Miles. I don't really build heroes up to the E80. The big reason, guys, is the investment. So they are very, very expensive, guys. It takes an absolute, what do they got? Mortis in here. It takes an incredible amount of resources to actually take the heroes to 80. I could build a lot of heroes from 30 to 60 versus going from 60 to 80, which is my focus. I don't really stay you know, top 1% of cursed realm, things of that nature. But overall, guys, we're pretty competitive with where we're at. Do you think they would do a second Awakened hero with clones in a row? I think, Shady, they would. I really think there would be. I think they're just going to continue the rotation. A lot of players have also said that they might do an Awakened dimensional hero, which I think would be very cool looking. But it could be a possibility of getting an Awakened, an Awakened hero. What are you looking forward to in the next AFK arena? It seems kind of different, Velvet. So most of you know they did kind of a sneak peek, a beta testing of AFK 2. I believe it's AFK The Journey. So there is kind of a second version of AFK Arena, but it's not a traditional AFK game that you look at like Dark Lucifer. It's different. Is Cetrena okay for DPS? There's a point she's not used, Rainbow Cat. So outside of getting into like your Mauler Tower, Cetrena isn't used anymore. She used to be a pretty decent priority to build out, but as of now, she's not used anymore. What's going on, Shot Gaming? But then there's Grez, who is original. Yes. So he is meta with the scaling. So this is really the formation where he shines, guys. Very strong with Grez in here. Grez is a hero that is really strong to kill because he heals from the minions. So he comes kind of self-sufficient. Again, if you can get him to scale, it'll work incredibly well. And it does work incredibly well. And again, guys, these formations is the RNG. When you start getting into 200 plus level deficiencies, a lot of it at here is just kind of the RNG factor to get these done. Might take 2 or 3 times, might take half a dozen times to get it done when you start getting into the high level deficiencies. They made a new Mauler support after we thought they would never get one. Yeah, the Mauler support seems good, guys. I know we tested him out a little bit. Overall, I'm happy with him. I am happy with the new Mauler support. He'll actually go up on global on Tuesday. We'll see. He's going to be used in a couple places. I can tell you right now, guys, he is going to be used in a couple places. I just want to see exactly where he does come. I remember when Screg was one of the worst heroes. Yes. So the big thing with Screg, guys, is he was decent. And he really wasn't utilized, Evan, until they put in the furniture. So when they dropped the furniture in there, they did rework Scrag as well. If you guys remember, an incredible amount of time ago, they did rework Scrag as well, which again, he's pretty viable within the invade team. Without him, there is no invade team, honestly. I get stuck at 3 faction towers, the Greatborn and Wilder, because I don't have built heroes. That's why I only do the Brutal Citadel. So what I do for that is just rotating heroes. So that's really the big thing in there. Once you start getting stuck in the faction towers, mercenaries become your best friend. That is the reason why, even if you notice down here in the bottom, I do have the merked version of the awakened version of Taylene. So it's actually used right there. Kraken let me use, and he has let me use. So big shout out to Kraken. Overall, guys, it is really using your mercs. If you can only finish 2 stages within those towers every day, in a week, in 2 weeks, in a month, you're going to make a lot of progression in there through mercenaries, which is the reason we have them, guys. Use your mercenaries all the time. Oh, have a good night, BP. I play AFK and LD player, and the game keeps crashing every few hours. So I use Catch Cat. I use BlueStacks. So I use LDP. I also use Nox player. I think Vulcan uses Nox. I had issues with both of them, which is the reason why I went to BlueStacks. I don't have any issues with BlueStacks. Some of the other games I do, but AFK Arena, and look at it, guys. I think we got it done. RNG wins. The retries, the auto battle, the RNG factor does win. Yes, BlueStacks is what I use, guys. A lot of players ask how I can play it on the PC. It's through BlueStacks. That is how I played, and that's how I have played this for years now. It has literally been years that we've been playing this over on BlueStacks. His ult is instant. Yeah. What other games do I play? Right now I play this, and I play Eternal. What, I forget the name of it now. I'm drawing a blank. Eternal Evolution is the other one. I also still do play the Infinite Magic Raid. Not as much lately. It seems like that game is an incredible time sink for progression. I can't get heroes in there, especially when it comes to the legendary heroes, guys. It's taking just an absorbent, asinine amount of time to get heroes in there. It is kind of crazy. My luck has screwed me. 30 faction scrolls and 6,000 gems for a select character pool. I didn't get a single Sonya to get her ascended. 6,000. Oh, so you need one more. Do solo. If you're doing the desired summons, do solo pulls once you do 2. If you do the solo pulls, you'll actually get them pretty easy in there. Why is Zaf and Aziz? So that's the big thing, Danny, is when you look at some of the formations, it is very dependent on who you're fighting. So literally, we have the crowd control that's kind of stacking in this back corner. And you can see literally every single hero is getting stacked in that back corner. Zaf in here. Aziz, of course, is huge because the original version of Aziz will still be an energy battery after he dies. That is really one of the big things is you can still use or he will still work. Even here, and look at poor little Pippa down here. But Aziz will still continue the energy regeneration, the original version, after he dies, which is good. I just received the Prince title on both accounts for the first AE. Yeah, guys, Abyssal Expedition. If you're not doing if you're doing the casual enrollment, the one where you use 3,000 diamonds, the honorable enrollment, is pretty easy to get to. It's not super difficult getting through the Abyssal Expedition. Earlier, it used to be very hard. Now it seems pretty easy. Do I know the updated date of the hunting fields? I think it is this week, Shady. I believe it is this week for the hunting fields, guys. We got to get through. I think this is this our final formation? No, we have one more. What is this one? That one should be pretty easy. I want to get through here so I want to do a couple summons over on the furniture. I forgot about the furniture summons. I didn't even think about it till a couple minutes ago. We also didn't do our giveaway. I usually have to prevent Pippa from ulting so Thorin gains that energy. Yeah, Aziz will get that energy. Aziz within that formation will get it. All the heroes are just great how you set up. I'm working on, oh, you're working on Nevi. I call her Nevi because the name Navanthi, Nevi, that's just easier for me. I tried BlueStacks 5 and still crashing. Yeah, it might be your settings, Catch Cat, depending on how it's built in there. I had a lot of issues with BlueStacks earlier. I had a lot of issues, again, with BlueStacks a little bit earlier. Once I got it set up, I actually had to kind of scale it a lot higher to make it work. But once I got it set up and once it was running smoothly, I've never had a problem with it. Yeah, getting Prince, guys, again, Prince isn't incredibly difficult now. It used to be super hard, guys. Used to be just absolutely asinine trying to get Prince within the original Abyssal expeditions. It was really tough. On a single pull, I pulled Awakened Brutus and got another Brutus. Very nice. That is awesome. Never seen the comp. Yeah, that's kind of the thing, Danny, is, again, if you look at the original Thorin cheese, guys, the original version of Aziz is a very, very strong mana battery, which works incredibly well. Pippa in this formation too. Pippa teleports Thorin. That is actually how he moves right up here. And then stacking everyone within here. Again, this is just kind of the RNG factor to get this to work. And Rainbow Cat, look at that. We have another subscriber. Which hero cages the enemy? That is Fane. Fane does the cage, if that's what you're thinking. There's a lot of crowd control, but I believe Fane is the one that has that does all of that. Is Awakened Baden good at high chapters? The thing with Awakened Baden is he doesn't work when you start getting into high level deficiencies. And again, like we were talking about a little bit earlier, most of the meta team comps are pretty set, which is really a big driver. So if you're looking at a comp where you're trying to work in the Awakened version of Baden, does it make sense campaign-wise? Most of the time, the answer is no. It's not going to really work in there. Morrow does the cocoon. He doesn't do the cage. And again, I don't know exactly what you mean by the cage itself. Yeah, Morrow does the cocoon, the cocoon in there is what he does. Is it worth to make engraving 60 on Raku for me as a free-to-play player? Raku eventually. The big thing, no one, is when you look at heroes like Raku, when you look at Kren, when you look at Oden, a lot of different heroes for the engraving is not only the engraving, but also looking at the side of the stats that they're getting from engraving. And that's where I think a lot of players do kind of miss that part, is a lot of it is the engraving factor. The stats that they get from the engraving is what really amplifies the damage that Raku is doing. Mizoth has the tongue. He actually does the crowd control with the tongue. I think they might, Wikibob, Bobo, they might refer to it as a cage. Again, I'm not sure. Need some little bit of clarification on that one. I want to know your thoughts on Bello, the new beast. It seems like power creep with beasts are becoming real. Yeah, and that's it, Velvet, is with the new beast that is coming, it is a healing beast, which is kind of the first kind of support beast of that nature. So it's interesting to see because, yes, just like we see with the power creeps of heroes, we see the power creep the same with beasts. If you wait to build beasts, you're going to be waiting forever, Velvet. That's kind of the problem, is you are going to be waiting literally for forever. And you're gonna there's a point you eventually have to build them. That's what it comes down to, Velvet, is there's a point you're gonna have to build the beasts. So even starting now, you'll get more baits. You'll build them. Yeah, Thorin is my downfall. That's why they put in the auto battle. Guys, this auto battle is probably one of the absolute best features in AFK Arena. I've even sat it on live streams and just let Thorin do his thing, guys. Eventually this works. Eventually it will go. The glass box, that was, yep, Leonardo da Vinci, his ultimate ability puts them in frames. So the glass box is actually his frame that he's putting the target in from Leonardo. Yeah, the frame is from Leonardo. What is the worst disease sickness you have gotten, and what year or day did it happen? The worst disease or sickness, that's a pretty, I don't know. I mean, short of the flu, even through everything, guys, God bless everything above. I've still never had COVID, the coronavirus, which I'm super, super lucky, knock on wood or whatever I have to. I would say short of the flu, that's really it. And that was years ago. I get sick probably, honestly, probably every 3 to 5 years, really just with the flu. And that's really all that I've had. Nothing life-threatening. Again, thank God that it never has. But overall, yeah, I would say short of the flu, not really. I actually just had surgery on my leg. So I had a little thing on my leg that the doctor took care of. So that was Friday, but we're okay. Yeah. Sorry, Shot Gaming. I didn't see it. What kind of socks? What kind of socks? I actually buy my socks. No, guys, I'm just joking. All right, let's do our viewer giveaway for the subscription. I'm gonna let this run. Let me hop over, and I know we like to do the give back, guys. Every single video that we do kind of the give back, and I love doing the gift subscription, guys. It's an awesome way to go through and give back to you guys. I love seeing the members. I love seeing all the hippos. There's a ton of them in there. Now, the membership gifting goes back to random players. So if you're in the live stream, guys, it comes back. It comes back randomly. So again, we're going to do some memberships in here, which I love doing this. It is such a cool way to give you guys back. It just takes a little bit to actually come out there with the announcements and seeing it in there. So there we go, guys. We got some more gift memberships. Is your job 9 to 5 on shifts to manage the job, the game, and the family? Yes. So there we go, guys. We got the gifts. Yep, I work at a bank. So banking hours, it is a regular 9 to 5, which is kind of crazy. But let's see, guys. We got Ahmed in here. We got Maxwell, Roy, Kyle, and Eddie. Congratulations on the gift memberships. Those will show up in just a minute. Sorry, Shot Gaming. It is completely random. You get your little hippo after your name. Again, it's a cool way for me to kind of give back to the people who are watching the live stream. There are levels of hippos. So every 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, and I believe it's either 18 or 2 years, you do get a different, you get a different hippo. So it is pretty crazy cool to see. Again, I was hoping to do the furniture summons, but it seems like Thorin is not wanting to do his retaliation here. It's been a lot longer than we thought it would be for that retaliation. Imagine if Shady got a gift membership. Yeah, some of them, we've seen the gift memberships. Even Javid, guys. Javid has his little hippo there. What's going on, Catch Cat? Oh, have a good night. It is 2 a.m. there. We are just about 2 p.m. here, which will, again, I'm hoping, come on, Thorin. I want to get this one done, guys. I know some of the furniture summons. One of the big things that I'm looking for with the furniture summons is getting Geralt and Yennefer higher. I might have to save the furniture until our next live stream so we can actually conclude it there. I'll have a lot more Poe coins. I believe I'm at about 25K. I think I've hit about 25,000 Poe coins already. And again, we've just been literally saving them. But of course, we have Ninja Turtle over here with his little turtle shell that does not want to die in this comp. But it's getting there, guys. It's close a couple times. We've even gotten it down to 1 target. But we're going to have to see exactly when it is going to work. What's going on, Maddie? Yeah, exactly, Marco. That's what I'm hoping that Thorin, this might be one where we're literally just going to let him run. E80 Chimera is the new meta. Oh, that would be awesome. See you later, Shot Gaming. The E80 Chimera. They might do an Awakened Chimera. We really hoped that we would get there, but it was unfortunate. We didn't. Yeah, don't build Chimera, guys. They'll be like, oh, well, FHG said in the live stream. Nope, don't build Chimera. There is no reason. If Chimera was good, exactly. I would love to see Chimera really do her thing again. But guys, it looks like Thorin is not going to get this done. I'm sure, just like we've seen before, the moment that we get out of here, it was literally the one battle after we ended the last live stream, Thorin got it done. Thorin cheese, do I have to use small gear? So the chest and the chest, I just use the purple one. I use the elite one. And then I also do use, which, oh, I thought it might be there. Yes, don't do the helmet. I'll show you. We'll see if this one might be the one. But looking at his gear, guys, you don't want to fully build out and max out Thorin when it comes to his actual gear. The way that you want to build him is right here. So we do use the Zealot plate right here. Big thing, this one, of course, is the accuracy. Do not engrave Thorin. And then this one, we have the Mythic Graveborn helmet, just looking at the crit. You do not want to put tier 1, 2, 3, 4, so on and so forth, because it'll add an incredible amount of dodge on here, which you don't want. You just want the ability to crit, but you don't want to stack all of the dodge on there, which is the reason why we don't add the tiers on there, because we want Thorin to get hit. We don't want him to dodge the attacks. We want Thorin to get hit. And oh, I thought we had it done on that one. I did 4416 Thorin cheese, like 1.5 hours. Yeah, we've seen a lot where we've used, is Namora used in a couple formations. So the big thing with Thorin, guys, in the push for Thorin, or excuse me, for using Namora is the 909 furniture. Namora will actually crowd control right off the bat with that Beguile ability, which is the reason why players build Namora. Outside of that, if you're early game, even if you're mid game, even going into late game, even looking at all of the formations I pushed here, I didn't use her anywhere. I didn't utilize Namora anywhere at this point. Again, she doesn't have a very, very high utilization rate within formations, within team comps. For Awakened Brutus, I name my alt move is Mountain Smash. It looks like Mountain Smash, Peter, absolutely. Thorin, or the Awakened version of Brutus, guys, super strong. I still definitely worth building him. Who should I push to SI30? Kren with 209, no engraving, or Raku? Honestly, it's kind of a toss-up. Out of those two, though, I would probably go, I would use Raku. Raku would be my choice, just for the simple fact, guys, that I use Raku probably about 10 times. Philip, then I use Kren. I really do. I use Raku, and you see him here in a lot of different formations. I use Raku way more than I use Kren at all. But if you're struggling, if you're really having issues or having difficulties going through the Mauler Tower, Kren will be your driving force. Kren is super strong when you're going through there. Is Vulcan your friend? Yes. Guys, most content creators, we've talked about this before. Vulcan, I know. Yes, I've talked to Vulcan. We've done streams with Vulcan. I have also conversed with Vulcan quite a bit over on Discord. We played Illuvium together. Yes, I talked to Vulcan quite a bit. Not as frequently lately, but yes, we still have, would I consider him a friend? Yes, content creators, guys, we're far and few in between. Same with Kosh. I've talked to Kosh quite a few times. Ciro as well. There's a lot of us content creators that actually have Discord servers together. So we can talk about content, things that are coming, ways that it's addressed. A lot of information between content creators are shared. And we do share a lot of the same, a lot of the content, a lot of the guides, things of that nature. Again, not as much lately, just because there's not as many people that are developing, building guides, things of that way. But overall, we talk a lot. We talk a lot amongst ourselves. So, all right, guys. So that'll do it for today's stream. I was hoping, again, just kind of talking what's new with the power level account. I'm going to go over there. I can do an update a little bit later. I haven't been doing much on the power level account. Again, been a little bit busy for a little bit. been busy just with real life for a little bit. And at that point, if life is busy, guys, the game goes to the side, which of course it has to be. Life kind of takes the priority. So again, guys, that'll do it for today's video. I'm going to let Thorin run. So probably when we get back, this stage will be completed. At this point, I'm just going to let him run essentially till he completes it, or until I get disconnected, it times out, whatever it may be. But we'll see, because it doesn't seem like Thorin is getting this done. Yeah, I'm gonna save it, Velvet. So next week we'll do the furniture summons. By then I'll probably have 30, 40, 50,000 furniture. So I don't want to reset the other 4 battles in here that we've already completed. So absolutely, guys, the furniture summons will come on. We'll start off the next video with the furniture summons, if you remind me. If not, we will definitely get there. Awaken Brutus or Baden. It is absolutely Awaken Brutus. Guys, Brutus is the one to build out of there. He is used in so many different parts of AFK Arena. He is a driving force in a ton. So again, guys, that'll do it for Sunday stream. Thank you guys for joining me. And as always, thank you guys for watching.